What's up, homies and homettes? I'm actually in Thorpe Park car park right now. Went Thorpe Park yesterday and I'm not going today. But yeah, so I wanted to update you guys. So the power of being alone. There is a absolute huge superpower and ability in being alone. If you can be alone and master the art of being alone, I think this should go for anybody, not just a man, not just a woman, but generally. I think by mastering being alone, you can truly be free, because if you're constantly spending your life relying on people to do things for you, to make you feel certain ways, you are ultimately going to set yourself up for disappointment. I've been very disappointed in my life. I've been hurt. I've been through lots, and it taught me to rely on myself, because now I'm at a place where if somebody cancels on me, so we could go on a minor scale, somebody cancels a plan, or a macro scale, somebody breaks my heart. Those two things, very different, but the same core principle of it comes back on me. So if somebody cancels a plan, I think, oh damn it, I was going to go gym with that person. I'm not going to go gym now. But then I've just let my goals be dependent on somebody else's ability to show up for me. So I'll go gym, and that's perfect, with or without them. And people may take that in a negative way, but they are not self-aware enough and understanding enough to realize it's not about them. If you say to somebody, I want to be alone, or you don't want to come gym, cool, I'll go on my own. And if they get offended with that, then that's a them problem, because ultimately you're allowed to do whatever you want. And if somebody is going to get upset over the fact that you're doing your thing, then they got to get over it. That's my perspective on it. But then if we go to a macro scale, somebody's really hurt you, then if you can't rely on yourself, that is going to completely destroy you, and you are going to internalize that. And I can't say this for certain, but from my experience, from what I've researched, from the people I've spoken to, what I have, or what I can understand, is that there will be an internalization of that pain, of that situation, that then the blame comes back on you. You start to blame yourself, you start to be hurt. And I think that could be a very difficult thing. So being alone is a superpower, and it even goes for people I know, and I won't name any names, but people I know that are in relationships with people they do not love, people they are not happy with, but they refuse to get out of those relationships because they can't bear to be alone. I mean, imagine that. For me, that is terrifying. Imagine not being able to count on yourself enough to then have to stay with somebody and spend your life hoping to be loved. That's sad, man. That is sad to me. Let me give you a little insight on how I've instilled this into my own life this weekend. So I went to Thorpe Park yesterday, and roller coasters aren't really my thing, but it was a great time. Did it for a couple of people around me, and it was cool. You know, I wasn't feeling too good anyway, so I didn't really go on anything. It was luck of the draw, really. But today I could have gone, but I knew my heart wasn't in it, and there was somebody else that could have had my ticket that would have far more enjoyed that. And I thought, that's way more beneficial for them. They're going to enjoy it more, and that's aligned with what they want to do, and that means the world to me, to know that that's going to make their day, literally going to make their year, in fact, with how excited they are. So I was like, of course they have my ticket, right? But then I can internalize that and go, oh my god, what am I going to do for 12 hours on my own, right? So from, I think it's 10 o'clock now, 10 till probably 9 o'clock, what am I going to do on my own? I could internalize that and think, oh no, what am I gonna do? So I've already mapped out my day. I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna do some deep work, I'm gonna plan some content, I'm going to create a couple guides for my clients, for my coaching clients, that is, for fitness, lifestyle, bodybuilding, and that's gonna be my incentive today. So that's gonna be my day, and I'm actually really looking forward to it, because I'm not allowing the fact that I have nobody to rely on today dictate my day. I'm gonna make my own fun. I'm gonna make my own day and do the things I want to do. Because let's be real, in life, whether we go on holiday with someone or something, there's always something we want to do, and they're not gonna 100% be aligned with everything we want to do. They're probably gonna want to do one extra different thing to what you want to do. That's just natural. That's people. We're not all wired the same. We want different things, and that's totally okay. So for me, I don't see that as negative, because I see that as a positive, because I think when I come back, or when I'm on my own, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take myself out to eat. I'm gonna take myself to that museum. I'm gonna try that new gym. I'm gonna try this. And I think by being in that mindset where you are not afraid to be alone, or rather you are willing to be alone, whether you are comfortable or not, that is a superpower. So I remember the first time I took myself out to eat, and it was in if anyone knows Devon watching this, it's in Totnes, and it was a place called, I think, Rumours Kitchen and Bar. I took myself out there to eat for a pizza, and it was quite busy. It was on a Friday or Saturday night, and I was nervous, you know. I felt a bit silly. I was 18 at the time. I was like, I'm 18, I'm the only one eating here on my own. Like, do I look like I have no friends? And all those thoughts were going through my mind. But, you know, in retrospect, it was the best thing I could have done, because that experience, that uncomfortable feeling, taught me to rely on myself and to enjoy it. And now I love doing that. I love taking me out to eat. It's well fun. I just chill and I talk in my head. I'm just vibing to music. I'm on my phone. I'm just enjoying it. Also, I recently went to London for a coaching event, which was incredible. Shout out to Coach's Corner for that event. They're absolute legends, all good people, all lovely mentors there, etc. for coaches and just general life advice. They're brilliant. So I went to London for the first time on my own, and that was a crazy experience. You know, got the trade up, went there and planned everything out. It was scary, I won't lie, but I've always wanted to do more solo travel, like individual travel. And it was the best experience I've ever had, because it was so empowering for me to be able to do that on my own and go out for food on my own, go to this event on my own. I literally connected with 50 people in that room. Out of 50 people, I connected with everyone because I was on my own. But if I went with somebody, I'd be more inclined to stay with that person, to maybe not be as social because I'm comfortable, right? So yeah, that really taught me. And now it's come to the point where if I'm alone in a situation like this, where I'm, you know, near London, and I'm like, all right, cool, it doesn't stress me out. I'm quite happy to be like, oh cool, I'm gonna plan out my day. I'm gonna hit up a local gym, cool bodybuilding gym, and do work in a new artisan cafe. That excites me. I'm gonna go to walk in these new places. So, you know, that's why I think the art of being alone is an art. It's a skill, guys. It's a skill, because if you can't be alone and you can't trust yourself and you can't be with yourself, how do you ever expect somebody to accept you? How can you even ask for acceptance from somebody because you do not accept yourself? If you accept you, it doesn't matter what other people think, but the chances are they'll probably accept you too. You know, a beautiful quote that I'm going to finish this video on is, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. Peace out. Let's go.